Happy Tuesday, everyone. Sign in, please. Hi, Mary B. Hail to Pitt. Looking good. All right, make sure you're signing in, getting ready to go here. Oh, don't start. Hi, Bonnie. Hello, hello. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is Tuesday evening, so that means it is Tuesday evening with the Wexford Stamper. I am Barb Reed. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, bringing tonight to you another fun holiday project. I know. He started a little controversy with his little fake slide, but I still love him. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This is what we're going to be working on this evening. This is a cute little Christmas tree treat box ornament. Okay, lots of words there, but pretty simple project. Okay, I'll show you how it works. You have a loop of ribbon here, and then I slide up this little bow, and that allows me to open up the box. And you can see it has a few little treats in there. I put in some kisses, and then we can close it up the same way. And you can use more traditional colors if you like, but I use the Granny Apple Green, and then I use some of the polished pink little enamel squares. So I love this. This is super cute, and I'll show you how I did this little bit of detailing here in the front. It's really easy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. As you all know, there will be a downloadable PDF available on my website as soon as I finish here on my live stream. Just go ahead and go to my website. It is www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com, and there you can find the 2-page downloadable PDF. If you like to have a hard copy, and I'm that kind of person, when I'm working on it, I like to have a hard copy that I can read and look over. So that is available online for you if you'd like. And I'd like to give you a reminder about an event that is coming up next month. That's January. For our January class kit, we have a penguin sampler. This is a 9x9 sampler, and it comes with all the materials you need to make it, minus the frame, and then you also get materials to make this set of thank you cards and the gift box that goes with it. So that's towards the end of January, and if you have not received an invite on Facebook, let me know. I can send you one. All that together, your sampler and the cards, that's a $25 class fee. You can either do it here at my home on that Friday evening, or I can put together a to-go kit for you. So let me know if you're interested. It's a great project for a piece of home decor that you can kind of have out all winter. So let me know if you're interested. Either send me a message or a text, whatever you like. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull in my piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock. And this piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock is cut at 10.5 by 7. Okay, you can also go with a more traditional green like, I don't know which one, Old Olive would be a more traditional green. Anything you like. Hey, make a blue tree. It's your tree, you do what you like. All right, I'm gonna put this piece of 10.5 by 7 into my scoring board. Now on the long side, I'm gonna score at 3/4 of an inch, 4 inches, 6.5 inches, 9 3/4 inches. Okay, 3/4, 4, 6.5, and 9 3/4. Hey Anne, thanks for joining. All right, now I'm going to take it up to the short side, which is the 7-inch side, and we are going to score at 3 and 4. All right, now staying on this short side, we're going to score at 2.5 and 4.5 from both ends. Now let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, here is 2.5. I'm going to score down and I'm going to stop at the first horizontal score line. So this is a line we made when the paper was going the other way. So I'm going to stop right there at that. Okay, then I'm going to go to 4.5 and score down to that same horizontal score line. Actually, it's the second one. There's one here, and then this is the second. All right, then I'm going to turn it the other way. I'm going to do the same thing. 2.5 to the second score line, 4.5 to the second score line. Okay, that's it. That is all our scoring. Okay, now we're going to do some cutting before we even start folding and creasing here. Let me grab my template here. This is what we're going for. I know that looks really strange, and how in the world are we going to come up with that one? But this is what we will have by the time we're finished cutting and creasing the score lines. Okay, let's show you how that works. Okay, I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to get my scissors, and I like to turn it over on this side because I can see the lines a little better. But from each end, I'm going to cut in on the second from the right, and then I'm going to cut off that section here. All right, same thing on this side. Second from the left, cut in, and then cut off this thin triangle. I'll show you what we're creating here. We are creating the little flaps that come together at the top to tie the tree closed. Now for this one, I left it just square, and then for the second one I made, I rounded, okay, the corners. So whichever you like, it's up to you. On my template, I rounded the corners. So it's really whichever you like. All right, now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other end. Come in, 2 vertical score lines, cut up to the first horizontal, and then cut that piece off. We just want to save this middle section right there. Okay. All right. A little more cut. There we go. All right, now we're going to place this back down, and we're going to take a ruler. And you'll notice that this center section here, let me bring it up closer to the, so you can kind of see the center section there. Okay, the center section is 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go up here at the top, and I'm going to put a line, a little tick mark just at the center of that, which is going to be at 1 1/4. Okay, so I put that line, that little tick mark right there. That's right in the center of that length of that panel. Same thing down here. Okay, I'm gonna put right here. Okay, there's the tick mark. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line from that tick mark to this corner down here. Okay, tick mark to the corner. Okay, so I'm going to grab my pencil. This is the part that's making the tree. Okay, that's one, and I'm going to turn it the other way. Okay, there we go. Now we are pretty ready to do our cutting and scoring. Not scoring, creasing. Okay, let me grab my scissors again. Here we go. We're going to cut in here from the side. I'm going to turn it over on this side. I'm going to leave this piece on. So I'm going to be going up that first vertical score line from each side. Okay. Then I'm going to turn here and I'm going to cut down this side of the triangle and cut that off. And then I'm going to just angle cut there a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on all four edges. So let's turn here. I'm going to cut up and I'm going to cut that off and then angle cut here. Okay, so there's half of it done. Okay, everyone see how that's working? Give me a heart or a sad face if I'm totally confusing you. I hope I'm not. Okay, same thing here. We're going to cut down this first score line, and then we're going to cut up the tree and kind of meet here at the base of the tree in that corner, and then give our little tabs a little angled haircut. All right, last one. Gonna cut up to the corner, cut in here, and then cut that off. So everybody see how we got that so far? Okay, so here is what's left of our paper. Okay, so I'm going to grab my bone folder now and I'm going to start folding and creasing these score lines. Now these little lines here, these little rectangles that I created are going to go inside the tree to hold the candy inside. All right, and then I have these here. I want to give those a good crease. Okay, and then finally our center portion here with our tree. Okay, there we go. All right, now next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our glue and I'm going to go to one side or the other. Really doesn't matter which one. Let's go to this one. I'm going to put glue, not a lot, on these two little rectangular tabs there. All right. Now I just noticed something I didn't do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to curve these tabs. I wanted to do that first and I forgot. All right, a little gluey, never hurt anybody. Okay, let's go ahead and poke them under there. There we go. You don't have to do this. You know how I am with my rounding. I love to do that. All right, let's go back to where we were. We have these two glued. We're going to fold it up and put the tab behind the edge of the Christmas tree on both sides. Just kind of use your fingers inside. Now you will notice this little piece here that stands out. Just take your scissors and cut that off. Okay, that's supposed to happen, but I just don't try to cut it off until I have it right in there and glued to know exactly where it goes. Okay, so that's really all the gluing we need to do, because the other side is just going to fold up and go right inside like that. Okay, now if you notice, as you're bringing these in, there can be a little bit of rubbing at the top and bottom. So what I've found is very helpful is to give these maybe a little more of a haircut, just so they fit more easily into the box. So you might have to make these little wedges a little more angled than usual. Let's see, I'll try them again. There, perfect. Okay, so it goes in perfectly. All right, let's go ahead and put our candy in the box. I am going to be using here, sadly, I only have 3 left because I ate them all, but these are the Mint Candy Cane Kisses. I've been trying all flavors out. I really do like the sugar cookie as well. I put those inside, can hold at least 3 more, can hold at least 6 or 7 candies there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close it up. Now here's my tab that I rounded. I'm going to grab my punch. I'm going to hold that closed and punch through both tabs right in the center as best as I can. Okay, then I'm going to grab some of the polished pink ribbon. This is the open weave ribbon that came with the new in colors. So pretty. Love the color. All right, I'm going to grab this piece, and with this piece, I'm going to make a loop. All right, so I don't want to close it down onto the ornament, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to go through both. See how my threading skills are doing tonight. Okay, through both holes. Then I'm going to push it closed, and then I'm going to tie this into a loop, because this is going to be the part that you can use to hang it on a tree or on a doorknob or whatever you might want to hang it. We're going to have a hanger, and then I'm going to show you how you can close it. So there's the hanger part. This part is for putting onto a branch of the tree. Okay, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a second piece of the ribbon and you're going to tie it around the loop. Okay, just tie it around both portions of the loop and tie it into a bow. Ding. All right, there it is. And then I'm going to tie it into a bow. Now let me show you how this works. This is a little cool, a little fancy. All right, so here's my bow. Let me close it down a little bit, a little big. Getting a little crazy on me today. There we go, there. I'm gonna cut off the ends here. All right, now, when you want to open the box, you can slide the bow up, and then the tree opens very easily, okay? When you want it to stay closed, you pull your loop closed and then slide your little bow down. Everybody get what I did there? So now you don't have to worry about it opening. As long as that bow is down at the top of the tree, it's good to go. All right, so there we have it. There's how easy it is to make the tree. Now, let me show you how to make the little stitched areas on the front. This is really, really easy, but really adds something to it. I really think that adds to kind of a contemporary look to the tree. What I did is I took 4 strips of I found 3 of them. I took 4 strips of Granny Apple Green and I ran them through the die cut machine using a stitched rectangle framelit, just so we can get the little stitching along the edge of each of those pieces. Okay, so that's what I did. I took just some of the Granny Apple Green paper that was left after I cut out my template. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of them, and you want to make sure all of them are at least as wide as your tree in the front. Okay, I'm just going to take some glue here, and I'm going to add it to the tree, the front of the box. And I'm going to put down the first strip so that the stitching is right along the bottom of the box. But I want to make sure that the strip is hanging off a little bit on both sides. Okay, just so when we cut it, you'll have a nice edge to your box. All right, then I'm going to take another strip and I'm going to actually cut this one in half because we don't need it this big. Okay, and I'm going to put this one like that. Okay, making sure that both edges will be off the edge of the box. So you want to make sure they're at least 2 inches wide. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go here. And hold that down for just a second. Okay. Then I'm going to take a third piece. I know this looks a mess. Hang with me, gals. Hi, Jean. I am going to put this one like that. So I'm kind of alternating the angle of the strip, and then this is the final one at the top. I'm going to angle it the other way, so I'm just going to put a little bit here at the top, and this one will go like that. And I'm going to hold that down. So on this one, I used 4 strips. Okay. And on this one, I used 3. So it really doesn't matter, whichever way you like it. If you like the 3, if you like the 4, if you just like it flat the way it is. You could also use like a scalloped edge and have a scalloped edge to the strips instead of the stitched. All right, now I just turned my box over. I'm going to cut off all the excess here along the edge of the box and try to keep as close as I can to the edge of the box. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way, do the same thing, come in here, and just cut off all the excess. Then you turn it over here, and that's what you have. See how easy that is? You can see all 4 pieces. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And when you angle it a little bit, it gives it a little more, I don't know, looks almost like it has something hanging around it, like it's wrapped around. That's what I was going for. All right, last bit for this one, you want to grab your In Color square gems. These are so pretty. They are in the In Colors. Of course, I'm going to be using the polished pink. I'm going to grab my pick tool, my other pick tool. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and add these on. Now there are squares, so what I did is I angled them so they looked like little diamonds instead of squares. See how that lays there? looks better than a square ornament. So I made them look like diamonds instead. Okay, and I'm gonna put one here. I'm gonna put one, let's see here. This would be something nice to have on your tree if you have visitors that come visit during the holidays and they have kids, they can come and grab one of the ornaments and take it with them. So that's what I plan to do. All right, there's one more, and then let's finish off with one up here on the top. Move him up a little bit. There we go. That's it. Isn't that so cute? So there you have it. There are the cute little ornaments. Okay, so let me show you one other thing. On one of my samples, I added a tag, and all I did here was I cut out a 1-inch circle using my 1-inch circle punch, found a sentiment that would fit in there, just punched a hole in it and strung it right on with the larger loop so that you could maybe put a name on the back, or you can put some kind of a message on there. So you can add a tag if you'd like, or you can go tagless, whatever works for you. But I just think these are adorable, and you can really kind of create these pretty quickly and have a lot to share with friends. So that is my project for this evening. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, you can get a PDF on my blog if you are interested in giving it a try. Please message me if you have questions, and don't forget about my penguin sampler. If you're interested in that for January, please let me know. Also, you may have received an invitation to my online bingo the first weekend in January. That is just a time to play bingo and learn more about some of the new products that are coming out. So join me for some bingo. Send me a message if you haven't gotten that. That is a free event. We play 4 rounds of bingo, and in between you get some samples of some of the new products in our brand new catalog starting in January. So join me for bingo, join me for the penguin sampler, and if I don't see you again, have a Merry, Merry Christmas. I have at least one more project to share next week, so come back and join me one more time at least before the holiday, and I will show you a brand new holiday project. Take care and keep on stamping.